Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Stotts. I wanted to put out a quick video showing you a brief tutorial for Microsoft Teams that we're going to incorporate into the course starting in Chapter 4, which will be part of Week 2. You might have heard of Microsoft Teams. Some of you may have used Microsoft Teams. It's an app that is being used more and more frequently in educational settings. I know that most of the faculty at Southeast have really jumped on board, especially given all of the remote instances that we had to deal with the pandemic through COVID-19 situations. Microsoft Teams provided a really nice platform to deliver instruction remotely, to communicate with students and faculty. So I wanted to show you what that looks like if you're not familiar with it, and just for the sake of exposing you to that platform, because it is something that I don't feel like is going to go away anytime soon, and it's going to be used more and more frequently in classrooms. So this is what Microsoft Teams looks like. Now, first off, you may have received an email. You should be receiving an email from me that is going to invite you to join our class team. All right, and that's what you see here, the Southeast EDU 204 Tech and Ed Summer. That's our course. So if you just follow the instructions in that email, it will add you to our team automatically. So now, in order to access our team, there's a couple different ways that you can do that. First off, depending on how you access your Southeast material, or I say Southeast, that's our home base, at least for me, but all of KCTCS. If you access that through My Path, if you go up here to the top corner and you see these little dots, that's how you access all of your apps for Office 365, which Office 365, of course, is available to you as a student, and that's how we use all of our Office apps. And if you notice, you've got this app there that says Teams, okay? So if you click on that, it's going to open up, should open up a platform that looks like this, and it might actually give you the option to download a desktop browser or a desktop option. So right now we are accessing Teams through the internet, through the web-based version, but there is a downloadable option for you to have just a standalone app on your computer or your device. It's mobile friendly. It works great from an iPhone or any smartphone, from an iPad. So you can download that standalone desktop version if you would like, or you can just access it through the web through the way that I just showed you, through your little dot option up there. Okay, so once you access Teams, you should see something that looks similar to this, and I'm not sure exactly what screen will pop up first for you, but you will see this little ribbon over here where you have activity, chat, Teams, assignments, calendar. All right, now this is just one team. This is our class team within the larger Microsoft Teams program, okay? So if any of your other institutions or classes utilizes Team, you may see several options out here, several boxes that represent the different groups that you're a part of that utilize Microsoft Teams, okay? So let me just go through these features over here. Activity, of course, that's just going to show you, what you've been a part of, any chats that you've been a part of. Let's go to the chat function here. So I tested this with one of our local students here, and so you can see our conversation there. So this is where you would interact one-to-one with me or anyone else using Microsoft Teams. And if you wanted to start a new chat with someone, you could come up here to this little button. Looks like a pen and a notepad. You can click on New Chat, and up here where it says To, enter name, email, group, or tag, If you enter a name, for example, you wanted to send me a direct message through Teams, you could enter my name. Just type my last name because I should key in on somebody, on me. Well, there's a bunch of Stotts in the system, so you can be more specific. Let's type in my first dot last name. I don't know if it'll allow me to send a message to myself. Should be C. Christopher Stotts. Didn't find any matches. Okay, I may not be able to send one to myself. Let's pick one of our other students here. Let's pick someone that I know is a faculty member. Okay, so this is a staff member at our local Southeast. So if I wanted to send a direct message to her, I would click her name there and then type the message. So you can send direct messages to people. Okay, let's go to the assignments page. This is where you can actually use Teams for Classroom, and we've got choose class, so there's our class and next. So this is where I could actually assign you as the instructor. I could assign some material in here and actually grade it through Teams, and you would get feedback from Teams. Now, I'm not going to use Teams necessarily to assign all of our assignments. Those will be housed in Blackboard, but I do want to show you what that looks like in the future, just so you'll be exposed to it. And you can use a calendar feature here. There's a lot of features there. We're not going to get into the calendar. And here is a file section. You can actually keep some online storage here. So I'm going to go back to our specific class team. So this is what our class team looks like. You see over here, there's these sections where it says General, and I've got Chapter 4 here. These are what are referred to as channels, okay? And so these are different channels within our class team. And I can add a channel in there if I want to. I have some options that you guys probably would not have as I'm working from the instructor side of it. And also notice up here we've got posts, we've got files, so we can open up a file section. If I wanted to share a file with you guys, or if you wanted to share a file with me, we've got a collective file folder that we could do that here within Teams, okay? And you see Class Notebook that incorporates another app within the Office 365 platform called OneNote. We're not going to use that for this course. And then there's the Assignments tab. If I assigned anything, it would be listed here. And again, I'm not going to use Microsoft Teams to post your assignments. That'll be through Blackboard, but that is an option if you're going to use Teams as an instructor. And of course, grades. And there is a whole slew of other workable apps that you can incorporate into Teams, and it is unbelievable in the past year or two what's been added on here. And that you could have an entire course over Microsoft Teams and using all of these apps. So those are things that you would have to research on your own as needed. So we're not going to dig into all of that. That goes beyond the scope of this course. But one thing that I am going to do as in an effort to expose you to this Teams platform is I'm going to utilize these channel options over here. And one of your assignments for Chapter 4 is the review of an article that focuses on how there's some research out there that suggests that there's a rewiring of our children's brains due to the impacts of digital learning. And there's things that are occurring at the neural level that are really interesting. So that assignment is based on that research. So I'm not going to read that in its entirety. You can read that as you do the assignment. But with that assignment, I want you to, after you read the research and you look at the assignment, we're going to share our thoughts and responses to that research in Microsoft Teams. Okay, so over here in Microsoft Teams, you can click on this channel that says Chapter 4 Education Issues Discussion. Okay, and that brings up, it's similar to a discussion board, where this particular channel is going to be intentionally geared just towards this particular topic. So here is my initial post where I talk about the assignment that's posted in Blackboard, and I mention here, before you get in here and you start responding to notice you can reply to each thread up here, just like a social media post. So to this point right here, before you get in here and start typing a big lengthy post or conversation, I would caution you not to do it initially in Teams. So let's say that you have a huge post in here and you're typing away and you've got a lot of good thoughts on there, and you've got several paragraphs and you want to post, and then you hit enter. There are occasional glitches. So I've been in a situation before where I've had a lengthy post and I've hit enter, and then something weird happened where it took me so long to type that post out that it actually timed out and logged me out of our Teams here. So I would suggest going to Microsoft Word and opening up a Word document and typing your response to whatever, to our discussion post and our research article. Type it there, and then you can select that and right click and copy, and then come back over to your Teams down here in the section here, and then paste it in there. Okay. Otherwise, you might run the risk of losing your thoughts and your typing because of the site might time out on you. Okay. Also notice within this separate channel here, we have a general channel where this is just our general conversation for our class. Then we have this individual channel that was strictly for this assignment within Chapter 4. But each individual channel also has files and notes. So if there were a document pertaining to this topic that I wanted to share, or some sort of file, I could share it there in the file section, and everyone would have access to that. You could upload and see there you can download. So this is a general overlook of Microsoft Teams. My goal is to just expose you guys to Teams in this course. As I said earlier, you could really dig deep in Teams, and I'm going to include a link in Blackboard with this video that just gives you another look at using Teams, and there's a small video attached there and some written instructions that just gives you a different perspective with this video. And as always, if you get into this and you say, I have no idea what to do, there's a really cool feature within Teams where you can video chat back and forth. So as you guys start to join the course, I can send you a message, you can respond to me, and we can set up down here all these options at the bottom. We can actually set up a meeting where we could video, and I can look at your screen, you can look at mine, and we could walk you through and get you where you needed to go. Okay, so again, this is Microsoft Teams. We're going to use this channel within our class team for an assignment in Chapter 4. It's going to be much like a discussion board where you're going to post your thoughts and your responses, and then you're going to reply to some classmates' responses. Okay, I hope that this video will help you acclimate to the Teams environment. Again, I don't think it's something that's going to go away anytime soon in education. So at some point you're going to come across it, I'm confident. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by email or text message. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.